Hey everybody, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy. And today we're going to do an unboxing video. Today we're going to unbox a Black Series from the Titanium Series line. This is Luke Skywalker. So let's take this thing over to my toy studio and get into him. Alright everybody, here we are in the toy studio to take a look at a Star Wars Black Series from the Titanium Series line. This is a 40th anniversary Luke Skywalker figure. So let's check this guy out. And before we open him up, I just want to real quickly spin the box around so we can get a look at him. And so what you got on the one side is a little bit of artwork with scenes from the movie. And here on the back, you got the other figures in the line and a little description of Luke. And I'll go ahead and read that to you guys. Luke Skywalker was a Tatooine farm boy who rose from humble beginnings to become one of the greatest Jedis the galaxy has ever known. And if we keep spinning it here, you're going to see in this series, this is figure number 3. And as most of you I'm sure are familiar with the Black Series, they number most of the figures unless it's a store exclusive. But let's get into this guy. Let's open this thing up. Let's check him out here. And so one thing we can start off the bat with is, if any of you are familiar at all with this Titanium line, you'll know that the figures are partially metal. So of course it comes with the figure. You have a blaster with no blast effect, and you also have a blaster that has a blaster effect on it. And then you also see it comes with these 4 little pegs here, and these are so you can stand the figure up on the stand and keep him in one position. So let's go ahead and get this stuff out of here and check it out. And this is the blaster with the blast effect. Very cool. I actually like these things where it actually looks like they're shooting. Wish they would do that a little more often on some of these figures. And so Luke is rubber banded in here pretty good and taped in. There he is. Real quickly, I'm just going to pop these little pegs out. We'll get to those in a little bit. Alright. Got little rubber bands all over the place. Okay. And here he is, guys. Here he is out of the box. And once again, like I was saying earlier, one thing about these Titanium Series figures is part of them are metal, so his legs and torso are metal, and his head and arms are actually plastic, because the heads and arms actually move. And one thing I'm already noticing about this figure is he's got a dirty face. Sometimes you're going to get that. You'll find they might have had a bad molding or something, but if you looked at it, it looks like he's got dirt on his face. Sometimes the molds don't come out clean, or the paint doesn't come out clean, and you might get a dirty faced figure. So that's what we have here. And so real quick, I'll just show you guys what he does here. You can pop the blaster rifle out of his hand. And so if we look at the figure here, the head moves from side to side, and you got a little up and down movement. And then the arms do move. And the other part about him is you'll see that this belt hanging off his holster is actually flexible plastic as well, and it's so you can take I believe one of these this blaster is going to fit in here. It's a tight fit, but it does go in there. I'll go ahead and pull that out for now. Yeah, very tight fit. Okay, so just looking at his arm movements real quick here. You have up and down movement and round movement on both arms. And then looking at the position of his hands, and that's one thing about these. Actually, he does have wrist movement as well, I'm noticing here. He can spin his wrists around. So one thing I'm noticing is, so you have this hand here is like in an open palm hand, so he can grip the bottom of the blaster, and then of course this is the hand that's gripping the handle of the blaster rifle. And as we work down the figure, he does have waist movement, so you can spin their waists. But once again, his legs are stationary. They are not moving. And you'll see the pegs I was talking about earlier, they're going to pop into his feet there. And so they'll pop onto the stand. Let's check out this stand real quick here. So this is the little display stand it comes with. And it's a dual-sided image here. It has a little cardboard backer. So, and if you don't recognize this image, this is supposed to be the door that he blasted shut in the Death Star before they swung across the trench. And then if you turn it on the other side, you'll see there is artwork that is like foil stamped, and just so you know where it's coming from, or so you can see a clear image of it, it's the artwork that's on the side of the box. So you have him standing on Tatooine, you have a couple X-Wings, and just a close-up of Luke with the Owen farm there. And so what you can do here is, if you look at the stand, see, and these little holes here are with the little pegs insert into, so you can stand the figure up. You see, so depending on how you want to display it, what you do is you just pop the back off, and it's got these little notches cut out, and there's little pegs on the bottom of the back of the stand for the figure, and you just flip the card over and snap it back on there, and the display can look like that. But my personal preference is the picture of the door. I like it a little more color. So, and just so you know, this is just a piece of cardboard with a plastic frame. But very cool little display there. Alright, so what we're going to do is put the blaster pistol back in his hand here. And like I said, you have the open palm here so he can hold the bottom of the blaster pistol, or rifle, excuse me. Not totally lining up perfectly, but you get the idea what they're going for here. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take these little pegs and insert them on into the bottom of his feet. And they give you 4, so you have extra in case you lose one, because they are very small. Very tiny little pegs here. Okay, and there you go. You get the pegs into his feet. And then you're just gonna try to line them up with a set of holes. There we go. So there you go. That's what he looks like on the display stand. And one thing you could do if you wanted to, you just could pop this thing off here totally and just display it like that if you wanted. But the reason they're putting these pegs on there, because these are very heavy figures and they kind of wobble a little bit, as you can see, and it keeps them on the stand. There's still a little play in it, but he stays on there pretty good. Alright. See what I mean? Okay. Here we go. Alright guys, there he is, the Black Series from the Titanium line. This is Luke Skywalker from Episode 4, the 40th Anniversary Edition. And thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it.